strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful, we are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Assistive technology plays a big role in the lives of persons with disabilities. It enables them to compete effectively in the ever-changing world. On today's episode, we're going to let you know how you as an innovator can bring about change. My name is Jane Theuri, and you are watching Able Differently.
We're differently abled, differently.
With no inclusion, persons with disabilities are left out in many opportunities that include education and employment. Innovate Now has been supporting startups geared towards addressing this gap using technology. On the 8th of March, at the Norwegian Embassy, they held a press briefing to prepare towards supporting another cohort. Take a look.
We are very privileged to announce that the next cohort of Innovate Now, which is the accelerator program, is officially launched, and we are receiving applications. And entrepreneurs, innovators, anyone who has been working to solve a challenge for persons with disabilities, especially using digital technologies, can now apply. And they can apply at our website, which is atinnovatenow.com/apply.
On the 8th of March 2022, Innovate Now announced a new partnership with the government of Norway in supporting startups that offer digital assistive technology.
I'm very excited to announce our new partnership with the government of Norway to support Innovate Now to launch 3 more cohorts, where we will support more than 20 entrepreneurs and innovators across Kenya and Africa.
Digital assistive technology and entrepreneurship project will be implemented between 2022 and 2024, supported by NORAD to the tune of, I think, roughly 6.4 million Norwegian kroner, which is roughly $600,000 US dollars. The project will contribute to sustainable mechanisms to increase access to digital assistive technologies.
The funding support from the Norwegian government will help this program to develop, grow, and take the project to become an integral part of technological solutions for the African public, developed by African entrepreneurs for African users. This is a very exciting perspective.
In this new partnership, Kilimanjaro Blind Trust Africa, which works in innovation and technology, will be host.
KBT will be hosting the Innovate Now program over the next 3 years and supporting the team to build and deliver this ambitious plan of bringing innovation and technology in the African context to serve those with different abilities and those who care for them. We work in the innovation and technology space with an overarching goal of furthering inclusion for learners with visual impairment in all the countries where we have a presence. We believe that we can have no inclusion without access to education for these learners. The fit for purpose partnership that this is to use our knowledge on the ground to see how we can bring innovation across the country, across the East Africa. So it is in the program plan to develop not only within Kenya and across Kenya, but also in East African countries like Tanzania and Uganda, where there is also a demand.
These innovations will help to bridge the gap in inclusion as well as create employment.
There is a very huge gap globally where only 1 in 10 of more than 1 billion people across the world, and the need is even more dire, in our continent, here in Africa, who cannot afford or access assistive technologies.
This will also be one of the key solutions to addressing the question of employment for the educated youth of Kenya and Africa in sustainable ways, which in turn will be opportunities for employment of other youth. KBTA has worked with Innovate Now in its pilot phase last year to deliver the live lab support.
The lack of access to assistive technologies results in children being excluded from education, adults being excluded from work, and all age groups being prevented from fully participating in society and contributing with their potential. That is a waste of resources that no country should be able to live with.
Innovate Now has previously supported other startups and is seeking to support more in the coming years.
We have been doing this over the last 3 years or so. The program was launched in partnership with UK Aid and AMREF Health Africa, and our journey started, and we have learnt a lot on what works to support entrepreneurs in this area. And the reason we believe in entrepreneurship and technology for disability innovation, for disability inclusion, is because we have seen the impact in other sectors, and we have seen the power of people who are committed to a vision to solve huge global problems. And we believe that disability inclusion is not different, and it can work too in this area, and we can give persons with disabilities a brighter future.
Bernard Chira, the director at Innovate Now, gives a hint on what they will be looking for.
You have to be addressing a need for assistive technology, and that means you have to be looking at a gap for various forms of a disability. We also want to focus on digital or the power of digital in enabling persons with disability. And the reason for this is because we have seen what has happened during COVID, is that a lot of things have moved online, and also Africa is the most rapidly digitizing continent in the world, and that means it's very critical that we ensure that this does not create a digital divide for persons with disabilities. We are looking for innovation, and that means we are looking for different ways of solving challenges for persons with disability. It could be challenges around how do they access or procure assistive products or get access to information. So leveraging on things like the mobile device, which is now in the hands of most people.
He also says that they have a lot more to offer, having learned from the previous cohorts.
In this next phase, we are very much focused on creating success stories, and the only way you can do that is by creating investments in the companies that are coming through the program. And so in this partnership, we are going to launch an investment program.
Issues to do with disability and inclusivity require a lot of commitment and passion, and this is exactly the driving force for the implementers.
If you are trying to create success through entrepreneurship, it has to be full circle. So the training, very important. The mentoring, very important. But what we have learned is what happens when you are not investing is that these entrepreneurs, they get stuck because they cannot now move to the next phase. And so it is very, very important to create investment mechanisms. And what is unique about the disability sector is that we have a unique opportunity to do something that maybe other sectors are not doing, and that is to match charitable capital with venture capital, because charities and foundations, they have been at the foundation of supporting disability inclusion. And what we are saying to them is that don't go away. Here is a more sustainable way to do it, and we want to invite them locally and also internationally to join this very exciting program.
It's about stimulating the youth of Africa and giving them opportunities, many of them that don't have the opportunities or didn't have the opportunities before, and to see how they use technology, support, connections, let's say experience and knowledge, to bring all this together to make something happen, to make something that is good for themselves as individuals and that provides a very vital service to those we serve.
I've always been wondering, how could I give back to the disability community in a meaningful way that can have lasting change? And so for me, this is the collision of purpose and my ability to give back.
Disability is not something that you only find in one country. It's quite evenly spread out all over the world. But the differences in access to assistive technology that's what makes the difference. And rather than being inclusive, as you spoke about, it's actually leading to exclusion. And that's what we are.
Let's take a